Hi, this is Ricky with SwellYourRollSports.com. I'm going to do a video walkthrough today on how to use our NFL lineup generator. First place you go is to our website, SwellYourRollSports.com. From there, you're going to go to NFL, Fanduel, NFL lineup generator. Click on the link. Takes you to our page. In the back end here, we have done all the research and come up with our projections. We use a lot of information, historical stats. Basically, if one of our guys is in a game where the wind's going to be 15 miles per hour, we know how that affects quarterbacks in general, and we adjust their projections accordingly, and we update these as often as we possibly can. And so all the work is done in the back end instead of on Excel, and our projections are right here. So the first thing we have to do is exclude some of the games that were played on Thanksgiving this week. So we've got to get rid of Chicago. When we do that, all the players are no longer capable of being picked. We've got to get rid of Dallas, Seattle, San Francisco, the Lions, and where's that last team? And the Eagles. So in doing so, none of those players are able to be picked. So the first thing we're going to do after we've done all that is we're going to press the Show Me the Optimal Lineup button. What it does here on the back end is it goes through and it says, based on given the projections that we've put out, what is the highest possible optimal lineup you can come up with, and we go from there. So it's picking Ryan Fitzpatrick this week. It gives him a projection of 13 points, which is reasonable. Now, for me personally, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Le'Veon Bell, Rashad Jennings, Kenny Stills, Demaryius Thomas, Steve Smith, Gronkowski. I can almost guarantee you could throw this lineup out, and against the general public, this is a winning lineup. For me personally, let's say Fitzpatrick is a little bit too risky as a quarterback. We're going to exclude Fitzpatrick. We're going to refresh the optimal lineup and see what it comes up with. All right, now it throws Roethlisberger against New Orleans, Le'Veon Bell. Also against New Orleans, and both those guys have premium matchups this week. It's got Kenny Stills in there. So this is a reasonable lineup other than Joe Morgan. So we're definitely going to exclude him. And let's say we don't want to use the Roethlisberger either because we don't want to use the Roth Le'Veon Bell combination. So we could get rid of one of the other. Let's get rid of Le'Veon. Let's get rid of Roethlisberger and see what happens. Refresh the optimal lineup, and we have an Eli Manning lineup. Now, say you get into a spot with Eli Manning here, and you're not very comfortable with him, and you don't want to get rid of him, you can exclude him. Say we come down here, and you're like, you want to look at a quarterback, and your guy this week is Aaron Rodgers. High over under, you're on Aaron Rodgers, you can go ahead and hit the lock button over here, and it locks him into the lineup, and then you can refresh from that. And then also, say you don't like spending $4,900 on a kicker, so you can come down to the kickers. One second, and you want to spend $4,800, and Janikowski's got good weather, so we can go ahead and lock him in as well. And we're going to build around Aaron Rodgers and Janikowski. And it shows us another lineup here. For whatever reason, it likes these guys, and this would be, a possible lineup you can run. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with this, and there's a reason for every player that it's picked here. And I would say, without a doubt, you could plug this lineup in, not specifically with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, not that you can go that wrong with Rodgers, but you could definitely plug this in, and you'd be just fine on Sunday. And then, if you're making the 1 o'clock only sets, you can exclude more teams, and you can plug them back in, and they easily come back in. And this is a lot. There's other sites that definitely have lineup optimizers, but I can guarantee you there's no other site that gives away their actual projections, and this is how we make a living on their site, and you're not going to find a better optimizer, and this is how we build our lineups on FanDuel. Thanks for checking in.